This is my favorite thing you've ever said right now. And I love all of it, but that's my favorite thing. I've never heard that.
I'm gonna deal with my shit. So even though you gave me all this shit, you gave me a satchel of shit that I didn't deserve, and now I'm all fucked up and people think I'm a fucking liar and I'm all fucked up. You gave me this. You created this fucking nightmare of Goggins. I'm gonna fix it though. So now, my routine was to come home, turn the TV on, listen to the TV, like blare it, because like literally, I have this big living room and my shower was like back down the hallway. So I turn the TV on and like blare the TV and kind of like listen to it a little bit as I showered. I'm hearing Navy SEAL. Heard about him, knew about him, but now I want to come out and see what the fuck I'm talking about. 'Cause I heard World's Toughest. So I come out and watch this documentary. I come out, I basically, I had my towel and I had my shake down on the counter. I have this little fucking TV in this huge living room. So I'm looking at the TV and I'm leaning forward and I'm watching this shit. And it pretty much goes through first phase, second phase, and third phase, but they concentrate on Hell Week.
Okay.
But all I saw was the Pacific Ocean.
Right, water again.
Dude, I saw nothing but water. More water than pararescue. And these guys are like going from this big class to this, it shows them quitting. And I see nothing but this jackhammer. Guys, snot bubbles and just rolling around, sugar cookies, and in and out of the surf. And carrying these boats and logs. I'm like, fuck that, man. That shit looks evil. But guys, as they quit, I saw like their soul leaving their bodies almost on screen because this look came over them. And I imagined, I remember myself back in pararescue training, I bet that's how I fucking looked in front of that fucking Sergeant Lundberg. And I bet he could see in my eyes that I was basically quitting. He knew I was quitting. He just gave me a medical. That motherfucker knew it. As a man looking at another man, you know when the man's done. And I'm like, so I thought about Sergeant. I said, that motherfucker knew I was quitting, dude. He just didn't. He saved me and didn't want to tell me I was quitting. He knew it, because I can look at somebody now and say, okay, dude, you're good, but I know you're quitting. It ain't your fucking knee or your back or whatever. You're quitting. He saw that in me, and I said, motherfucker, man. So now I'm watching these guys go through training, and it goes down to 22 guys are left, and it was amazing how it ended. Because these words, I don't know them exactly, but it's in my book exactly. And this commanding officer's at graduation, and these 22 guys graduate buds, SEAL training. And his commanding officer's in his dress whites. He's up there, some old skinny fucking commander, but you could tell he's been through the shit. Salty looking motherfucker. And he's looking hard, and this speech was amazing. He goes, we live in a society where mediocrity is often rewarded. And he looked down at the 22 men, and he says something about basically, you all detest mediocrity. And he goes on to talk about this mediocrity and shit. And I just sat back and I said, God, man, I just want to be like these motherfuckers. Man. I want to feel, because now I was projecting myself in those chairs. I wanted, how do y'all feel like right now? And I go, I want to feel like you do. You 22 men, I want to feel like that, man. I said, I'm tired of feeling the way I feel every day. I'm tired of how I feel. I'm tired of lying to myself, lying to people, and just being some piece of shit. And I always knew in the back of my mind I could be something special.
Yes.
But I knew the work it was going to take was going to kill me. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of the brutality and the suffering I was going to have to endure. But I knew I could do something. But I'm like, I ain't trying to do that kind of work, man. I'm just not trying to do that. So I chose the path of the easy, of least resistance. So now my idea is, it became so haunting and daunting on me, myself, that I said, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And I thought I fixed myself in the accountability mirror when my mom put the letter down on the bed.
Yeah.
Nah. So now, at this point, I actually drive back to Buffalo, New York to see my dad. Haven't seen him in years.
I've not heard this part.
And no one knows about this. I didn't even put this in the book even. So before I start this journey to be Navy SEAL, I go back to see my dad because I realize now I gotta fix some shit. I'm blaming everything. I gotta go back. You know how a lot of times, like, if you're a runner, your right knee may hurt, but it's not your right knee that hurts, it's really your left hip.
Yes.
But we're concentrating on the right knee. I'm concentrating on all my shit. But I need to go back to the root of the problem, which is my dad. I got to face the demon. I got to go back and see what made him so fucked up to make me so fucked up. Why am I fucked up? So I go back and I go back in as an older man now. I'm in my 20s. I'm not a kid anymore. And I want to see this man and face him as a grown man, but still as a kid in my head. I was still a kid, but I was a grown man as my age. And I went back and I realized he was the same man that he was.
Still the same.
Still the same. And I talked to him. He was still nuts. And but I had to go back and face that one more time, but to face it in a different way.
How'd you do it different?
I looked at him in a way, we never said sorry to one another. And he went off about my mom and my grandparents and all kind of shit. But I looked at him in a way that I realize now why you fucked us up. I had to almost be him to realize it's okay, brother. It's okay, because I realized that somewhere in your fucking life, something fucked you up. And you didn't deal with it. And so you put that shit on me, my mom, and everybody around you. I'm gonna deal with my shit. Wow. So even though you gave me all this shit, you gave me a satchel of shit that I didn't deserve, and now I'm all fucked up and people think I'm a fucking liar and I'm all fucked up. You gave me this. You created this fucking nightmare of Goggins. I'm gonna fix it though. Wow. So now I get it, I look at it, this is what I'm saying in my head.
That's my favorite thing you've ever said right now. And I love all of it, but that's my favorite thing. I've never heard that.
I'm gonna fix it now. So I must take it. I take all this shit, it's mine. I'm gonna fix all this shit. But I know to fix shit, people wanna find peace immediately. And this is where people don't like me. I don't believe that shit. You ain't gonna find it through fucking yoga and all this other bullshit. I stretch out a lot and I believe in yoga, all this is great, but you ain't gonna find it in some fucking room. You're gonna find peace from going to war with yourself, because we all got shit. We all got shit. People look at me, the reason why my story resonates with people, because I don't hide. I'll tell you exactly who the fuck I am. I will admit to it. People are great at hiding. So they want to just find peace. No, you got to take your shit, fix whatever's fucked up in you. Don't just shove it under the rug. Fix it, and then you'll find some peace later after you fix some shit. So now I'm realizing this. I go home, several months go by, and now I'm like, okay, here we go. It's time to be a Navy SEAL. I start calling these fucking recruiters, man. And when you're 297 pounds, and you have prior service, man, recruiters laugh at your ass, dude.
Right, and you're not 22 years old.
I'm 24.
Either. Right.
And so I'm fat, I'm out of shape, and I know this. And so I finally, after 2 weeks of calling recruiters, I found this guy named Steven Saljo. And Steven Saljo says, come on in the office. I walk in the office, he looks at me, and he's the first recruiter that said, you know what? Damn, you're a big fucking dude, man. You want to be a SEAL? I said, yeah, but he didn't give me the look of like, you can't do it. He gave me the look of, let's go weigh you. He weighed me, 297. He went through his little chart, started writing all this shit down. And he said, you got a lofty task ahead of you. I go, why? He goes, well, this program that I was trying to get into, cause I was in the reserves. And I was gonna go from the reserve program to an active duty SEAL. So this program was shutting down. And I was gonna be in the last class, like 1 or 2 classes left before it shut down. So I had about 3 months to get the weight standard. 100
pounds in 3 months.
106 pounds. So the standard for a 6'1" person back then, 6'1", I forget what it was 191.
Okay.
And I was 297. So I pretty much said, fuck this. This pretty much can't work for me, man. This is impossible. So I go back to work spraying for cockroaches and I hit the mother load. Like I hit the mother load of cockroaches, rodents and everything. And I go out to the dumpster and these animals, I was like, fuck, I'm done. So I quit my job. Right then, actually, the boss had to come to my. I quit. The boss had to come looking for me to get the truck back. I left work, so he had to come to my house. Okay. I didn't even go to work again. So all these restaurants, I had the keys to them all, the fucking alarm codes, all the keys were in the fucking truck. Like he had to come by and knock on my door and say, but he brought some friends with him. I was 297 pounds. Like,
right, it's a big dude.
I need some
military
fucking backup.
Dude, right.
I'm like, here, dude, I'm out. And so I had now started my journey And so now I'm like, I'm losing the fucking weight. But my first run was 4 miles.
That's what you had to run that day on your plan.
That was my plan. As I'm driving the truck back home from quitting my job, I drive home, I get my shoes on, and I run a 1/4 mile. Come home crying.
You stopped after a 1/4 mile.
Yeah, walk back home because I was exhausted. Because I used to, I haven't run in like years.
You're sucking down steak
I remember,
shack stage.
I remember back when I was 175.
Yeah.
Running was easy. I was one of the fastest runners in class. But now it's just hard, man. I'm fat. I'm out of shape. And I was just defeated because now I was 175. I was in good shape.
Yeah.
And I got myself into a bigger hole now.
Yeah.
And now I got to lose this weight and I got to take the ASVAB again to get in the Navy. So I got to take that. So I took that fucker 2 more times. Because the first time I passed it, but I had to get a 50 on mechanical comprehension. So there's like 10 different sections. Had to get a 50, I got a 44. You can only get a waiver for 5 points. So I had to take it again. And guess what happened? It's in the book really well. It's exactly what happened. I take the ASVAB test and I took it, and now they have computers. Back when I took it the first time, it's like all like Scantron shit.
Yeah.
So now I see a computer, so now I'm freaking out. Oh my God, it's on the computer. So I take it, and the sergeant in charge of the ASVAB test isn't supposed to tell you what you got.
Okay.
So I take it for my second time and my last time. They're not gonna let me take it again. So I'm now down to 215 pounds. I'm losing the weight, but now I take the ASVAB test for the second time to get in the Navy. As I leave, I get out to my car, and I'm like, this is my life, man. I gotta find out what I got in this fucking test. Because usually it takes 2 days to get the results back. But they get them immediately. Once you hit send, that guy gets it right there. So I'm like, fuck that, man. I go back in. I go, hey, man, can you please? He goes, man, this is fucking military protocol. I'm not breaking it for you. I'm like, people are still taking the fucking test. I'm like crying. I'm like, man, you don't understand what I've been through, man. I'm like, this is my life. Please, I'm begging this guy, please let me know what I got. So he scrolls through, he sees David Goggins, he goes, you got a 65. I go, great. I don't care about that.
Mechanical.
That was my overall score. I go, what did I get on mechanical? He goes, you're asking a lot from me, man. I go, please, man, like I have to get a 50 on mechanical. He scrolls over, I got exactly a 50. Have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
How that motherfucker, when he runs up the stairs,
Yeah.
he gets a job, and
Yeah.
like your hair stands up the back of your neck because he worked so hard to get this shit. When I left that ASVAB and it's nighttime, I'm getting in my car, it felt like that.
Did it?
Something came over, it felt like I truly accomplished, even though I passed it before, but now I know I'm all in.
That's good for me to hear, for people to hear, because I have a hard time picturing you celebrating anything. And so that's good to hear that something that, of all the things you've accomplished, you celebrated that.
You know what's funny? I haven't celebrated since then. Because I needed that to start the war.
Wow.
Without that, the celebration was I can start the war now. It wasn't that I won the war. I can start my war.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like more, click the videos right here. They're exactly what you need to see next. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and become a part of the Max Out community. And tell me what you think about the videos in the comments below. I read all of them every week, and I select winners that get all kinds of prizes, gear, coaching calls with me. Make a comment.